Alrighty then. Hello, welcome everyone to the broadcast. The name is Mr. Danny, and we're gonna be taking a look at AVANGAR versus QB.Fire on, I'd say, a pretty interesting map. It's gonna be Cobblestone, a map that I wouldn't say is very good for either team, but hey, Cobblestone it is. Let's see. It's only gonna be a best of one game, and of course we're gonna be having a bunch of best of ones today in the EU draft as well as the CIS draft. This is one of the CIS draft games. See, we want to take a look at some more CIS matchup. Definitely stay tuned for this channel in particular. But for now, let us see. AVANGAR starting on that CT side. I saw one of the players. I did believe that was one of the CT players who's on the A side. That is in fact, I would presume, Jane. But look at the rest of the QB.Fire squad. They're actually making fast progress on the side. Quickert is alone on the A side. He could really use some backup, or maybe not. Quickert! 2 fast taps from the USP. That is enough. He has done his job. Now the rest of the AVANGAR squad is gonna have to win this one somehow. They do have a chance. Waterfalls though, right behind the smoke. They spot him out. And now Volina and Quick. Not the best position to be in. Volina is not that bad of a spot, I must admit. Could actually kill one more player. Quick drops, and so does Volina. And so goes the round in favor of AVANGAR. That was a very fast round. That was quite the fast round from QB.Fire. The good thing for them is that there was only one defender on that A side. That was Quicker, right? The problem is for a team like QB.Fire, as they enter the A side, there is still Quicker, who is not only able to pick up 1 frag, but he's able to pick up 2. So in that scenario, AVANGAR, they should have pretty much a good job at entering the side, and even if it does come down to trade frags, they should be the ones coming out on top, but it just didn't really work out there for QB.Fire in the end. As well, they get pretty much decimated by the AVANGAR side. On the other hand, now they're able to plant the bomb. With the bomb being planted, they're just going to be just having these good old-fashioned pistols, the Glocks, the P250s. Pretty much an eco for their side if they're able to plant the bomb yet again. That'd be quite good if possible, but nah, it doesn't look like it's going to be possible. AVANGAR sweep on through. SMG is getting all the kills here except for Buster's M4, but I'd say in an eco, you're not expecting too much to accomplish. Now the gun round, this is where things do get interesting. Probably if you're QB.Fire, I guess this is the round where we're probably going to be seeing a default. I don't think we're going to be seeing a very fast play so early on. I think a default would make the obvious choice, as you do want to see how does the CT side defense react on a round like this. Do they like playing a bit more aggressive? Well, Buster definitely is playing aggressive, as you're already seeing. He's down here in B plat. He pushed up B plat, is now here in B long. The flash coming in. Buster's gonna peek in. Yeah, that was in fact a flash for Jimka, but it simply wasn't good enough. Buster gets the frag and retreats. Textbook counter-strike right there. QB.Fire though, looks like they're gonna try to pressure this part of the map, right? I don't know if that's gonna work out. Waterfalls picks up 1. That's a pretty good frag there for Waterfalls. And for QB.Fire, they gotta be careful. They don't want to push the smoke like that. Krizian. So much damage being dealt with the MP9. And even though QB.Fire, yes, they have the AKs, but oh, okay, the Molotov looks like it actually reaches Krizian there somehow. That's quite weird, I'd say. But yeah, overall, it's a 4 versus 4. QB.Fire is still not in the worst possible position, right? Vumich and Quick have, both the players have got smoke grenades. I'm pretty sure they're probably going to try to line up some of those smokes. Yes, looks like Vumich is going to try to smoke off door. And while he smokes off door, there's a possibility to throw a smoke on the side. I think that's what Quick's going to try to do. As the utility has been thrown out, QB.Fire will now continue on with the push. They're coming in here. Jay picks up... Okay, it looks like he's going to pick up 1. But look at the players. They're so low in HP. Kristen with the MP9 can do some massive stuff here. Quick is low as well. And really, 10 seconds on the clock. This is pretty much over right now. If Valina isn't able to kill Dimasic, it's pretty much the round. 5 seconds. Yeah, it's already the round. He's going to probably stick it. Yes, he will, but yeah, there comes in Dimasic. Ooh, we have seen QB.Fire. They really like playing sometimes a bit too slow, you could say. They leave about 20 or so seconds, like a good old-fashioned 2014 Navi, where they have 20 or so seconds, then they make their way to the side. And I mean, sometimes that could work out perfectly for you, right? Sometimes it can, but if, for say, you hit the site which has at least 2 or more defenders, and it's shall I say, a 3 versus 3, I mean, things do get tricky if you don't check all of the angles. And that's the thing, right? When you have so much little time to work it on the T side, that is where mistakes are going to be made. And how did Vumic even make his way into the site? How did nobody really check that? Well, Vumic, valiant effort for him, but now the rest of the QB.Fire squad is pretty much stuck here at drop. I mean, they have guys in drop. You have Quicker coming from behind. Picks up 1, picks up the second one, 3, and the almost the 4th. Not a bad job there by Quicker. It's just that it's pretty much, yes, the round for AVANGAR. Like, for me, the biggest question mark, how did Vumic actually made his way out of B plat towards Rock? I'm pretty sure they only had the one guy that was supposed to watch B plat was the guy on the site behind statue. That's pretty much the only way I'd see of it happening. But yeah, I mean, a partial buy, can't expect much from the partial buy. And again, it's back on the gun round, which was kind of successful there. I mean, you can't say that QB.Fire got completely wiped out in that very first gun round. No, they had a relatively good chance at winning the round. It's just that it didn't really work out, I must admit. So, right now we do get to see an AWP do come out in the hands of the IGL Waterfalls. I do believe he's... Ah, yes, he is watching B flag. He's not seeing anyone as of yet. There's been a smoke thrown at him. So it's probably not going to be able to accomplish much still. It does look like QB.Fire will, in the end, probably try to hit the B side. Before they do, of course, they have one of the players watching for the flank. I do believe that's... I think it might actually be Vumic, of all people, watching the flank. While as the rest of the squad is pretty much going to try to enter the side, except that it's still Vumic who's going to try to make a bit of a play there on the A side. He's actually getting the attention. That is good for Vumic. Valina will be getting 1, and so does Vumic on the A side. This is looking like a very good round right now for QB.Fire. All they got to do right now is just hit the side, and they're going to be able to trade it out, and as well take the side and probably win the round from this point onward. Jane with the op probably should consider backing away at this point. I mean, he's kind of stuck here. Will be... Okay, Jimka's quite low in HP, which is nice, but I think saving the op should be of top priority because, take a look at the scoreboard, the money game isn't looking that good for AVANGAR. And if they're able to save this sniper rifle in particular, I think they will try to make a force buy. I think that's the case. It's just that James, you know, he's pretty much stuck there. Not sure what he's able to do right now. Okay, tags down another player quite low in HP. Vumic only 1 point of health. But yeah, this is pretty much the end here for James. Jimka. No, Jimka! How does he not get that shot? It looks like James is going to be able to survive somehow. Okay. That's actually pretty cool for James, I must admit. The fact that he's able to survive for that long. That's cool. That's of course cool and good for AVANGAR, you know. Like I said, they're gonna make the investment. Because the op has been saved, you know. The investment, it's looking quite good, you know. 3 and 4s, 1 WP, the UMP in the hands of Christian, which is a bit dissatisfying, but the rest of the guys, they're doing quite good. Demasicdo trying to make the fast play, but again being naded to oblivion. As well as the smoke being thrown out, he's gotta be a bit more careful. Especially if the smoke blooms. He's pretty much stuck there. Ah, okay. Right before the smoke blooms, he's gonna back away. Take a safe position. Buster's at the stairs. The Molotov thrown out. Good job by Buster. And AVANGAR. Already, this looks like a very good round for them. Valina does kill Buster in the process. But I must admit, this round isn't looking that good for QB.Fire. It's still possible to win out, especially as Quick has somehow made his way here. Crazy doesn't check it. And well, this now opens up a whole lot of possibilities. James is able to kill Quick, but still a 3 versus 2 in which a flank is coming in. It's probably not going to be needed. Demasy kills Valina, Waterfalls. Where is Waterfalls? Going towards drop. James here as well. That will be the round for AVANGAR. Some very well-timed Molotovs in the hands of AVANGAR, because we saw, I do believe that was Buster at the stairs, so actually threw a Molotov, possibly the best possible timing. You know, he's able to kill not one but two players as well, and no one can really trade frag those guys because the Molotov is thrown out. There's still a smoke blocking off the vision of some of the T players. So if you want to talk about timing and important kills, well, Buster did a very good job in that round. Still, though, it appears QB.Fire still got some money in the bank. You know, they invested whatever they got here, and what they've got is nothing really impressive. You know, those 3 AK-47s, the 2 CZ, and where the smokes, they're pretty much non-existent. Quick's got a smoke, but that is about it for the QB.Fire side. So they're very light on utility in a round like this. But if you do remember, the round they were able to pick up was on the back of, in a way, going for a double push. You know, they had players pushing B plateau, and they also had one guy, Vumich, actually pushing A. So pretty much the CD side was so confused because there was a frag on A, there was a frag on B, and they weren't really sure what they got to do. But I mean, right now looks like the Ops is gonna raining some damage here. Demastic picks up one. And Buster, he's still gotta be careful. He will take the fight, and he's gonna drop. So that's Quick with the frag. And at this point, the round isn't looking that bad for QB.Fire, but hold on a minute. Look at Crooked's position. He's probably, yeah, he sees, wait a minute. Looks like this is empty. I'm pretty sure they actually made their way up in the middle. The timing here is unreal. Though, kills one. Waterfalls is out of the equation. He drops the bomb as well. Oh no, what a horrible round for QB.Fire to lose. Quickard coming in with another frag. And Jimka on the B side of all places, apparently. He's gonna be able to kill Demastic, but he's pretty much out of the round. Like, there's nothing he can do at this point. A bit dissatisfying here for QB.Fire. Again, the flank that does come in from AVANGAR's Quickard is huge. Like, that's a risk, and most importantly, that's a risk he took while his team still had an advantage. I mean, it does work out for him. The T's weren't really expecting it, and I mean, the risk does pay off. And with that risk in mind, you know, AVANGAR already 6 rounds on the CD side. They're the ones to pick the CD side, and CD side is showing up to be quite decent. Okay, Jimka is going to be able to keep the sniper rifle into this round. Really, at this point, that's what you want to see, you know. They have saved an op. James, though, yes, spots out. He actually lands the flick there on Jimka, which is quite insane. Spots out the legs of Jimka. And, well, that is what I want to say, you know. QB.Fire, they have the op in the hands of Jimka. He's going to have to try and get those entry frags right now. That is his main goal. But James, oh, he's inching him forward. He's going to kill Jimka. But that's the thing, you know. Jimka might have dropped, but there's Vumich who picks up the op. Waterfalls, though, yeah, he's only got the Glock, so not the most powerful of pistols in the game. So yeah, if you're QB.Fire, you know, Jimka's dropped the op, another player can pick it up. In this scenario, it's going to be Vumich. And that's the thing, you know, again, Vumich can try to get an entry frag. If he drops dead, there's another player who can't pick up that sniper rifle, and he's going to have to make work of it. Waterfalls, though, I think he might have spotted out James. At least Melina is able to. Glocks, though, not able to accomplish much, but the P250 will. Demastic, though, quite close by to the doors, but he should wait for his teammate at this point. Doesn't really have to press the matter, but he's actually going to jump down. He's going to try to go with the frags already. Demastic is pretty much stuck there. He should have. He definitely should have waited for his teammate. Well, okay. Vumich with the free K. That will be the round for QB.Fire, and double ops on the T side, apparently. Okay. I think Quick's... No, they're actually going to keep the double op. That's quite interesting from QB.Fire. I was expecting maybe they're going to drop at least one of the ops, but... Okay, looks like they're just going to rock the double op setup here on the T side. It could work out. I mean, if you just set up, say, Jimka somewhere towards B long and somewhere, a waterfall is like somewhere up in the middle, I guess the setup could actually work out for QB.Fire. At least early on. When it comes down to taking the side, I honestly don't know how's that gonna work out. Could be a bit more difficult, and in that scenario, if you're QB.Fire, you have both these ops. Things do get tricky, you know, the ops are gonna slow you down. One of them can slow you down, but two even more so. But at the same time, the double up setup, if they're able to get those entry frags going, then hey, it could really work out. But for the time being, they haven't found a single frag because they are playing quite passively. James, though, how does he kill Vumich in that scenario? That was so fast from James. And all he's got to do now, back away, be a bit more cautious. Because I do believe Jimka's gonna be killing Buster, but if you take a look at Waterfalls, he's actually pushed up quite aggressive. He's by his lonesome with his sniper rifle. And the thing is, though, he might try to go from behind the players on the B side. This is turning out to be quite the tricky round. As it does look like Waterfalls, he's pretty much on the side. He's probably going to try to make the call like, hey guys, looks like A side is kind of clear. We should maybe try to hit A, but no, he's still pressing forward. He's still going to try to come up from behind. Waterfalls is still going to try to kill these guys on the B side. Crick is going to get one. Waterfalls picks up Demasic. And even though, yeah, they're going to go back towards the A side, they're going to be having just about time, enough time to plant the bomb. I do hope so. Do they have enough time? Oh, okay, they do. Ooh, that was close. Way too close for comfort right there. Okay. So Waterfalls makes the right call in that scenario. Things could have got tricky if the guy that was towards danger actually doesn't rotate towards the B side. James, though, he's pretty much stuck right now. If he would have stayed in this position when there were about 8 or so seconds on the clock and he actually makes his way towards the side, kills the bomb planter, that's, well, or even the guy that's carrying the bomb, that's pretty much the round for AVANGAR, surprisingly enough. So it appears a timeout has been taken. I'm pretty sure it's a timeout from AVANGAR's side, especially as you look at their money game. It's not looking that hot. And they did have a good start. You know, they did have a relatively good start here. It was a 6-1 lead at that one point. And by the way things are going at this point in time, it looks like it's going to be a 6-4 lead. Well, still a lead for AVANGAR, but QB.Fire making the scoreline a bit more tangible. And when the player drops out, that's, ooh. Hope that's not that big of an issue. Definitely, I presume it's a technical issue in that scenario, but hope that's not going to be the biggest problems for AVANGAR, and they should be able to be back in the game. I also presume the fact that they're playing Katowice tomorrow, pretty sure they're playing from a LAN environment, which is cool and all, because take a look at the pings of the Kazakhstani players, and it's looking even better than somebody like QBF. I also do wonder where is their pings do look quite similar, so I wonder if they're playing from their sort of gaming house they do have in Moscow, or are they actually playing somewhere a bit closer to Europe? Well, looks like the player's back, but it's still an eco nonetheless for AVANGAR. Even maybe a double eco, because we saw a player like Demasic, he kind of invested in the armor as well as the smoke, so I presume it's going to have to be a double eco. And another pause being called out, interestingly enough. So, I myself have no idea the reasoning behind these pauses. It's probably... Oh, again he drops out of the server quicker. Ay, ay, ay. I do hope that's not gonna be a big of an issue in this game. And he should be able to back. Oh, there we go. He's back already. So now it looks like we're gonna be able to come back into this game right about now, as all the AVANGAR players are in the server. And yeah, looks like we are good to go. So AVANGAR, like I said previously, at this point, it's just gonna have to be an eco in this round in particular. The next round, I'm guessing it's gonna be another eco from their point of view, because the money game is just not looking that good enough for the AVANGAR side. Maybe we'll have to see how this round turns out to be, if they actually do decide to go for the investment in the upcoming round. But hey, let's see about that. QB.Fire. I'm pretty sure the fact that Vumich buys a back 10, he's able to read the economy game quite well. Oh, that's unexpected. Is that Jimka? Yeah, that's Jimka in the tower. It doesn't really get to see the sort of, some people call it the Rapunzel Tower. Okay. Some people call it the Rapunzel Tower. Not people tend to use this sort of spot, so to speak. Mostly if you're going to be watching middle, you're probably going to be doing it from, you know, the rock, the statue on in middle, or the cartwheel, right? Not a lot of times you're going to be seeing a player being posted up right there, but that's a good position to be in, right? Especially if you know that your opponents don't have the best of buys, so you could be and should be expecting even, hey, a 4-man, 5-man push down middle. That's a possibility. And the fact that QB.Fire is making the play on the B side, we should be seeing that sort of rotation, but Jimka's already, yeah, Jimka's out of there. Jimka's backing away towards B, and QB.Fire, they're still taking their sweet time actually entering the site, which is nice to see because they are being thorough at this point in time. Bomb's gonna get planted. AVANGAR finding very little to no success in a round like this. And honestly, at this point, probably set up for exit frags. That's the best scenario, I'd say, for them. Yeah, set up for exit frags. Maybe you're going to be able to cut out someone like Vumich, who's trying to get some easy frags with a Mac 10. And that's pretty much the round here. It's going to be going in favor of QB.Fire, 4-6. Dima 6 still keeping some 4 into the next round. But like I said, it's probably not going to be an investment from AVANGAR. So let's see the money game. I guess they will probably make the investment. It's definitely a possibility. Not going to be having the most amount of utility, sure, but a player like James is able to afford the AWP. Buster, though, yeah, only the one smoke grenade. Christian can actually go for the FAMAS and afford a bit more utility, but he's also going to go for the M4. So overall, that's the kind of buy they were probably expecting to have overall. It's just that it's still not a very good looking investment. Let's see how they're going to make it work. James has been peeking middle quite constantly, but now he's going to go peek there towards long, and there has been a pretty good flash for out from one of his teammates, except that he still doesn't take the fight as of yet. At this point, yes, he's just holding the angle. Trying to see if players are coming his way. The flash was ineffective, to say the least, as Vumich gets tagged down. He's already quite low in HP. So he pretty much done his job there, James. You know, he doesn't die. He actually tags down one of the player, and he's able to back away relatively safely. That is good for James. The one problem is, though, right about now, they're going to have to be wary of the A side. Because for James to hold off two positions, that is long as well as middle, it's not going to be that easy. He has the backup in the form of what seems to be Demasic, I'd say. Right there towards the door. Ah, it's Quicker, in fact. So Quicker and James going to be holding the A side, as expected, because they have very little map control. So holding this part of the map is going to be quite important. And that one flash, is that one flash going to bait out the entire rotation from the AVANGAR side? Well, now there's 3 players on A. Buster's going to have to be very careful, though. He's not looking towards drop. Not sure how that happens, but now they're gonna have to defend, and this is the problem. QB.Fire, they haven't really even entered the site in 10 seconds of the clock. They're gonna have to plan, and I don't think they're gonna be able to. As Jimka, though, he's actually gonna try to plan, but he drops, and now Vumic quite far away from the action, and QB.Fire, again, not a very successful slow round for them. To be honest, I mean, they're running down the clock quite often, and so far it's not looking too good for them. The one biggest problem is that really it's just the timer. You know, they have very little to no time to actually hit the site. They leave about 20 or so seconds, and they haven't really entered the site. You know, there's still someone stuck in something like a B plat, which is, interestingly enough, not a very good position to be in for the T's, but there's only 20 or so seconds that you have to make your way into the site. And so they stalled. They definitely did play the stalling game, and that is where it ended them. They pretty much lost the round because of it. And I think they should notice one thing. You know, the slow style of play isn't really cutting it at this point. I think they're still going to decide to maybe change up the pace at one point or another. What I would like to see is them to actually try to take map control a bit quicker, and then they're going to be having a bit more time at these late executes, right? I mean, that is probably the obvious choice. Flashes coming in, those are a bit more effective than previously. And right about now, I think, yeah, pretty much. Oh no, they did check Crazy, and he's gonna be able to get two. In fact, Quickert is here to help him out, and looks like QB.Fire is just gonna get stopped in their tracks. I did want to say that, well, okay, Christian, he pretty much baited his teammate there. That was the whole point of that setup. James drops dead, and Christian picks up 2 frags in that scenario. Quickert is there to help him out, and QB.Fire just get obliterated. You know, most teams, they don't check that for it. The thing is, though, QB.Fire, they intentionally checked it, saw the player, and still weren't able to get the frag, which is, of course, quite dissatisfying. Now again, you know, 20 seconds on the clock. Like, there's very little to no time to work with here. They're actually gonna have a free bomb site, which is cool for them. They're gonna be able to plant the bomb. They should be expecting a player somewhere towards close by long, because they really haven't checked that part of the map. Yes, they did come down from drop room. I think Valina has already taken the fight. Jimka's expecting players to come from behind, but he's not seeing anything. Now he's gonna reposition. It could work out here for Jimka, though. Will he be able to kill quicker? Maybe not as fast. Valina, though, he's got the angle, gonna be able to pick up 1. They're taking their sweet time here. AVANGAR, the bomb has been planted in the best of positions for them. They know where Valina is at. Dimasik gonna take the fight, but Valina still surviving. Actually, no, Valina! He will win the round for his team as well. Not sure why in that scenario we saw Quicker try to stick to defuse his teammate. You know, if he's able to win the round, I mean, that should be good and all, but probably try to double peek the player, even though you probably realize the fact that Valina is quite low in HP, but still, the white peak, it was too strong, and QB.Fire able to win the 5th. Oh yeah, QB.Fire. That was a nice 2v4, I will admit. It's a nice 2v4. It's also a very good thing that they don't decide to plan for something like default. If they do so, I'm pretty sure AVANGAR is able to win the round on the back of it. But so far, so good for QB.Fire. AVANGAR, not looking too hot, I'd say. I do like the setup they're doing right now, AVANGAR. You know, they don't have anything really to work with here, so they only have the pistols, and they can actually try to go for a stack, which we haven't really seen before. So definitely, so if you're a team like AVANGAR, try to go for these stacks. It could work out for you. It's kind of 50-50 play, but hey, if it does work out, you're able to win the round on the back of it. That's really nice. Waterfalls, though, the first man in, not seeing anyone as of yet. Does see Dima, and now Hellfire has been unleashed. AVANGAR with only pistols right now. James does pick up the AK. They have to be very careful right now. QB.Fire, Valina, though, running and gunning with the AK, and yeah, right now they're backing away. They don't want to be any more part of this. AVANGAR as well, making the read quicker. is probably going to be the first man in on the A site. As QB.Fire, 20 seconds on the clock. Again, it's the same scenario. What are they doing? It looked like they want to commit towards A, but now they're kind of stuck there at B. Buster's going to kill Felina. And I'm sorry, Vumic, but there's no way in the world he's going to be winning that round. Somehow, Buster is able to kill 3 people with the CZ in that range. For me, the biggest question mark, what was QB.Fire doing at that point? Either all the fleet players go towards A and try to take the A side, or they go back towards B. I mean, again, they're having problems at just managing their time. That is so bad to see. And sometimes they have just been losing these rounds because they have very little time to work with. This is quite the interesting game. QB.Fire, I mean, there's only 2 more rounds to play with here on the first half, and they do decide to invest, which is honestly not looking that good for them. Like I said previously, I want to see them do a fast round, because these slow rounds, I mean, they're just not cutting it. They're simply not cutting it. I would love to see them try to actually change up the pace, because, you know, they've been playing so slow. Not to say that the slow style of play in Counter-Strike is a bad thing. No, because for say you're able to cut out players actually flanking, like we saw Felina get a frag. But if you're not able to acquire map control quick enough, that is where the problems do commence. You know, it takes so long time to actually take map control. That's where things do get tricky. But so far, I guess it's looking quite good here for QB.Fire. It's a 3 versus 2. Made that a 2 versus 2. But now Jimka and Vumic solo in HP. Buster CZ is probably gonna do the work yet again. They should realize where James is at, but yeah, that's not gonna matter. AVANGAR is gonna win the round. Not sure what to tell for a team like QB.Fire at this point. You know, it's just not working out for them. You know, sometimes they have a pretty good idea. It's just that the execution is quite poor from their side. I mean, again, back with the pistols. Back with the sort of pistols. I mean, like I said, I want to see a fast play from QB.Fire. They haven't really tried it out. And again, we're seeing... Okay, I will admit, this time around, they're taking map control a bit quicker than previously, which is nice to see. With them taking this map control, I'm pretty sure they're going to try to run out A as fast as possible. Them having the pistols means that they can actually try to go for those sort of running gun plays. That could really work out for their side. Running gun with the pistols in the game of Counter-Strike, that's definitely possible. And now QB.Fire, looks like they're going to try to make the play right about now. Smoke's being deployed. They're going to have to make the push. Yes, they're actually going for the sort of play here. 2 players on the A side, which isn't that bad. James, though, is doing quite a lot of damage. Quickard as well. James back on the op. And Felina, well, he's with a CZ. He's up against 4. Does kill 1, but now they know his position. He's pretty much doomed at this point. And this... Oh, that's actually a very good flash. Applies 3 players with that single flash, but admittedly, that's about it. 10-5 is the scoreline. Pretty good lead for AVANGAR, I will admit. Not a bad lead, not a bad lead. It looks like they're pretty much going to get sort of morally broken after that 2 versus 4 they lost. But, well, it apparently not. You know, they were able to win that round with the pistols, Buster getting that free K, and now they've bounced back. QB.Fire, I don't know. They're just not looking that much on form, to be honest. Maybe they're going to be able to find their form right now on the CT side, because this is the second half, and if they're able to win the pistol round, who knows who can still run away with this game. well, here comes in the play. AVANGAR going out fast, relatively fast. We're checking all the angles. This forces out 3 of the QB.Fire players to back away and maybe try to play a bit more passive at this point. So, QB.Fire previously have acquired some map control. You know, they were pushing out towards long, pushing out towards middle, but they've been forced back by the AVANGAR players, and this does mean that it's really going to come down to the individual prowess of some of these QB.Fire players on the city side. Again, not a lot of map intel. Waterfalls though, oh no, he drops to Quickard. And even though there's still 2 more guys on the B side, here comes in AVANGAR with the push. Players from drop as well. Players coming in there from long. It's not going to be easy. Krizian with the frags could go for more. Jimka though here to help out. But Jimka, yes, he's going to get one. Very nice one tap. But Vumic and Jimka, not the easiest of rounds here for the guys. Vumic quite low on HP. They should definitely try to take the fights here if possible. Not so much AVANGAR, they should be conservative of how they take this one, but they're still going to be able to win it. 11-5 for AVANGAR. Not so much for QB.Fire. They were expecting to get the good start on the city side. Apparently not in the first round. Maybe in the second round, where I'm pretty sure, yes, they will invest. Or if they make the investment, maybe in the second round they're going to be finding more success, but that is again a question mark. Wow, well, isn't AVANGAR playing passive, because they truly are. Not going for any sort of fast plays as of yet. They're the ones expecting QB.Fire to play a bit more aggressive on a round like this. And that is understandably so. If QBF do decide to play a bit more aggressive, AVANGAR should be able to be in a position to get those frags. But it could be that AVANGAR is walking into a trap in A long, but looks like they're going to win the aim duels nonetheless. That is good for AVANGAR. Demus and Krizian both picking up the frags. Even though the setup didn't look that bad for QB.Fire, it looks like, again, you know, this is probably going to be a favorable round for AVANGAR to win. Krizian is able to kill Vic. There comes in Quickard, and Waterfalls is also the one hitting the dirt. This will be a round for AVANGAR, and because they won this round against QB.Fire, now they know QB.Fire are gonna have to go for a full-on eco. Keep those Mac 10s if you're AVANGAR. Gonna be getting some easy frags, I do presume. So right now, AVANGAR in a position to extend their lead, 13-5. I think that's what it's gonna be. Only pistols on their side. 4 players right now. Oh, make that 3 players on the B side. I mean, it's pretty much on cobblestone. It's not that bad of an idea to try to stack the sides. I mean, sometimes you can get really lucky. For me, the most interesting of plays is when players actually go on the A side. They put 5 players in this sort of diagonal position where they actually have 5 guys line up here on the CT ramp. That setup can really work out for some teams, especially if T's do decide to go towards a very fast, try to take that map control, and, well, that could really be good at least for a couple frags, but I don't think it's going to be this round, because already we haven't seen the QB.Fire players just stuck here on the B side. One of them, Jimka's able to sneak past through. He's going to kill Jane, but that's only a Mac 10 recovered, which isn't that bad. But it doesn't mean much. AVANGAR, yes, they're going to go towards A. They saw one guy pushing up A, so they do make the assumption, well, if they pushed up A, there's a high chance that the B side's got more defenders. And so far, AVANGAR, all you got to do right now is just clean up house. Buster, Quickard, and the rest of the squad just going to be having easy frags at this point. Easy frags for them. I do wonder if Volina's going to get the Zeus. No, he misses. He misses the Zeus. Maybe he's going to get the kill. Maybe not. Maybe not. Kristen with the CZ is able to prevail. Quick is also down. 13-5 right now for AVANGAR. This is turning out to be quite the impressive game for them, you know? This is turning out to be quite the good game here. QB.Fire, they're gonna have to try to make this comeback on the CD side if possible, because right now, I mean, it's just looking grim, isn't it? 13-5, that's quite a big round difference between the two teams. And QB.Fire, the one thing that we have to know is not only do they have to pick up rounds, but they have to acquire consecutive rounds to make this CD side comeback any somehow possible. Because that's the thing, you know, if they do end up winning, say, this round and not the round after that, they're gonna get money reset. And when you have so little rounds to work with, that is where things get tricky. Things can get quite tricky. QB.Fire now playing on the CT side means that they don't have to be the aggressors. And as they have been showing on their T side, they really like playing this sort of slow style of play, and a round like this could actually go in their favor because AVANGAR, so they're gonna try to make their way on the B side. The problem is though, there's 4 guys from QB.Fire on that very same B side. If they're not gonna check all of the angles, that is where things do get tricky. Boomich gonna pick up one, and still Watervault has revealed his position. So this is a horrible round for AVANGAR. Demasik, 2 points of it for him. And that is pretty much the round at this point. If you're Demasik, you're probably thinking, well, saving the op wouldn't be that bad, but I'm still in sort of a position to get at least 1 frag or so, especially if they do decide to go hunting. But a team like QB.Fire will definitely not go for the sort of hunt, as they are a team with, I wouldn't say, okay, they got a very good system in that regard, that you're not going to be seeing QB.Fire trying to go with these sort of hunts, because they themselves don't have a lot of money. They're quite a disciplined team, I will admit, which is quite interesting, you know, from the region they're from, the CIS region, which arguably is probably one of the least disciplined regions of Counter-Strike. That and probably the Asian scene. But discipline is very, very much handy. They're able to win the round here, QB.Fire. That's good and all. But like I said, consecutive rounds. That's the two words we have to understand at this point. And keep in mind, if you're QB.Fire, consecutive round wins as well. They gotta win this one, really. Otherwise, AVANGAR is probably gonna be able to just crush them. Let's see, AVANGAR. Looks like they're about to go again and back in the sort of play we had seen before. They are grouping up towards B plat, but it just looks like they're just throwing out the smoke there and Molotovs on drop room. Gonna try to take drop room control. That is quite an important map of Cobblestone. That is a very important part of the map. You're gonna be able to acquire it, but looks like only one of them has actually jumped down there. So still, QB.Fire, they're gonna have to be very careful, because they might never know when a player could actually try to go for some sort of flank. Oh, Buster, like I said, he's got to be also very careful at this point. Doesn't really want to give away too much for the CD side, but he wants to show off that there is presence from the T side. He's actually going to jump down. That is risky from Buster, but the risk does pay off, and well, he's such a good position right now. QB.Fire, they have to be extremely careful. Boomich though, no, Boomich! Yes, he's going to be able to kill Demasik. The spray, it does work out, but right now, AVANGAR making their way on the B side quicker there, comes in with the frag. That's the problem. 20 seconds on the clock. They're probably going to try to plant the bomb, but there comes in Quick. He is in Chicken Coup, and QB.Fire. That's a good round. That's a pretty good round, I will say. The fact that Quick is able to survive for that long in Chicken Coop and not even show his position, in a way beating his teammates, yes, but he does get the good timing. He's able to peek out, able to get at least 1 frag. And that's good. That's enough. 13-7 in favor of AVANGAR still. But at least QB.Fire is trying to make the scoreline a bit more tangible at this point in time. Where's the player from AVANGAR? Doesn't look like they're going to be walking out as fast as I might have anticipated, especially with the speed of those players that weren't making their way towards B long, but They've now slowed down quite significantly because if you take a look at the A part of the map, they're also going to be pushing A here, and they're finding some good success. You know, Danger is in control of AVANGAR. And with Danger being in their control, Waterfalls, now that is an interesting position with the op to be holding from. Maybe you're expecting someone like Quick, for say, being drop room with the M4 and a fellow like Waterfalls with the sniper rifle in long, but yeah, looks like now they're gonna change up the position. Though Waterfalls able to take down Christian, as he's pretty much stuck right there. I mean, the smoke's been thrown out. Molotov as well. He's just stuck there. Has to go for the fight because that's the whole point of that Molotov. You know, they throw the Molotov, and if you're a T standing in the Molotov, you're of course gonna go for the fight. Standing in the flames and just dying in vain doesn't make a lot of sense. Now, AVANGAR, admittedly, they're kind of crumbling at this point. This is not looking too good for them. 13-7 is now going to be 13-8 because Buster and James, they're already far away from the action. They're thinking about saving the guns. And the T side, well, it's not looking too good for them. On the other hand, the CD side looks like QB.Fire is showing up. That's nice to see. And that's the thing we have to note, right? I was talking about consecutive round wins, and so far QB.Fire has got, what, 3 rounds in a row. That's actually quite good. They have survived the round with all 5 players alive, which means that they're still going to be having some extra money in the upcoming round if they do end up losing any of the upcoming rounds. I mean, this is looking quite good for QB.Fire, admittedly. AVANGAR, no, they still got the lead. I mean, if things do get to double digits, say QB.Fire is able to get 10, I think AVANGAR should consider something like a tactical pause, to be honest. A sort of investment from their side, I don't know if it's actually going to work out. A questionable decision, that's what I'd call it. But, yeah. They're showing up to be quite a good team here on the city side. Vumich, though, holding things down. Got 2 kills already. Nicely done by Vumich. And AVANGAR in this scenario, yeah, they're just getting gunned down. We saw Jimka pushing up there from A long of all places. Buster and Christian are still alive here. I don't think they're going to be alive here for too long. Probably not going to be losing a 2 versus 5 if you're QB.Fire. That's quite the interesting smoke to be thrown. That's good. Yeah, they will allow him to actually pass through. Krizen's going to drop Jimka. And now Krizen, only 19 points of health for him. And wait, again? I mean, okay. Is he actually going to try to save the gun yet again? Oh, yes, here comes in the pause I was talking about. There's not really much point in actually saving the gun, to be honest. Sure, AVANGAR is probably going to go for a partial buy in this upcoming round. And if Krizen isn't going to buy anything, well, then he's probably going to be getting still an AK-47 into what possibly could be maximum lose money bonus round. I guess I do kind of understand him. From his point of view, he's still going to be able to buy at least an AK in the upcoming round, but unnecessary, well, like I said, you know, there's a couple ways of putting it. But so far, so good for QB.Fire, you know, they're showing up here on the CD side. May not have had a good T side, but the CD side is looking much more solid. At the same time, AVANGAR, they're looking kind of lost, to be honest. You know, they've been hitting the B side. It hasn't been working out. I think they're probably going to consider something like the A part of the map because they haven't really tried it out that often. It does look like so. It does look like 4 players from the AVANGAR side are quite close to one another. Cooker is about to join the bunch. About to join the gang. Looks like AVANGAR is about to hit this A side, and honestly, why not? You know, you still have the sort of partial buy here. And a round like this is a good opportunity just to check the defense. How's the defense looking? Boomich though. Oh, Boomich. And looks like the AVANGAR side is actually going to be able to kill not only Boomich, but Valina as well. So AVANGAR now having a good time here. Jane though is going to drop. Christian probably knows where he's going to have to throw that smoke, but I do believe Christian also got the molly in his hands. So the problem is for them is actually crossing the site, because Waterfall has got a good angle, as well as Buster. He's going to have a difficult time crossing. Jimka though comes in from behind. A bit satisfying that Jimka isn't able to do more. One frag is good, but definitely could have been more. Oh no, here comes in quick. And now Kristen knows. Kristen knows. He's up against the Opper. Doesn't know where Waterfalls is at. He's going to go for the straight up pre-fire. Oh, misses the op shot. Kristen though is going to come out on top. AVANGAR is able to win the round in quite the decisive manner. Very important round for AVANGAR to win it, because at this point, because they're able to win the round, I think they're still going to be having a bit more confidence. You know, that was just a partial buy. Now comes in the gun round. And that's the thing, you know, if QB.Fire end up losing this one, that could be GG on the back of that money. They're not going to be having any of it. So if AVANGAR wins it, I'm pretty sure they realize that, you know, they should also be in position to win the game as well. Here comes in AVANGAR. Already they're killing Kvik, and I'm quite surprised that Kvik didn't have not a single team actually throwing a flash or anything of the sort. I would have liked to see somebody like maybe Waterfalls or Jimka try to peek in and be along with these sniper rifles. They should be having a bit more success, but Kvik, he's gonna fall, and I'd say quite in vain. But even though Kvik falls, look at one player in particular. That's Boomich coming from behind. Kvik is gonna drop, and Boomich, oh, he's not gonna be able to survive for too long. That's a bit dissatisfying for one of the players there. I would say if you're AVANGAR at this point, really, you know, there was one flagged player, so you should definitely try to consider something like an A-bomb side push. With players like Dimasic making their way closely but surely. He's gonna have to make the choice. Oh no, he kills Valina. And that is the thing, right? You know, QB.Fire, we've been seeing them play on the T side. But look, in this scenario, where AVANGAR is playing a bit more aggressive and they're trying to take map control a bit quicker, they can make these sort of decisions where, oh, we could maybe try to go towards A, maybe go towards B. They can make the decisions on the back of players like Dimasic going for these aggressive pushes, being sort of in between the two spots, you know, the A bomb set and the B bomb set, and them having 40 seconds on the clock means that they can make these sort of decisions a bit quicker and still have time to work with. That is obviously very good for AVANGAR. And QB.Fire, that is, let's say, one of the crucial things that they lack on their T side. Well, and as I mentioned previously, if AVANGAR wins that round, which they did, QB.Fire is going to be having so little amount of money, very little amount of money to work with. Of course they're going to invest. This could be possibly the last round for them. So the investment is obvious, it has to come out. And AVANGAR should be the ones reading the situation quite well, that QB.Fire don't have a lot of money. Well, things aren't going too well in the QB.Fire camp already. James going to be dropping one more B-side defender. Jimka, I'm not quite sure why Auto Director wanted to see his point of view in particular, because he wasn't able to accomplish much, and that will be the round and the game for AVANGAR. 16-9. Very good scoreline here for the Kazakhstani team, as this is the last game we're going to be seeing them, at least today, because QB.Fire, they still have one matchup. That's going to be against Spirit, because the CIS draft will continue relatively shortly, so definitely stay tuned for that. We're going to be taking a quick break, and after that, of course, is going to be Spirit versus QB.Fire.